Hello and welcome back to Marine for TCG. My name is Joe. Drink of the day was tropical juice, and today I wanted to clown around a little bit and I wanted to try out some buggy. But first, I need to let you know that this weekend on June 14th, Sleeve Sheaf are having a restock of their popular Chicken Nugget deck box. I know a number of people missed out on the first drop, so if you do want to catch this restock, make sure you're on their website 8 PM Central European time for a restock of this spicy deck box. And if you do purchase anything from the website, please do use code MARINE for 5% off. Thank you to Sleeve Chief for sponsoring this video. So Buggy is a new leader and it goes really wide, really fast. But the Dons can sometimes be a little awkward. So Buggy's leader effect for Don X1, this effect can be activated when your Impel Down character is removed from the field. That works by battle, that works by effects. And it's only once per turn. You can play one Prisoner of Impel Down from your hand. This is Prisoner Impel Down. It's a 6/6 2k that you can play any number of in your deck. I'm choosing to play 16. Because it is our 2k as well, so... you know, it kind of is what it is. You need a certain amount of these to activate all your effects. But you also need a certain amount of these because they're the 2k. So I think some people are even on more than this. I've seen up to like 18. I probably wouldn't go above 18 because you do need good cards in your deck, as well as these. But this lets you go really wide with 6k swings. So into decks that can't deal with that early, you get a lot of value. We get a lot of value out of playing these weenies as well. Both Mr. 1 and Mr. 2 draw 1 on play. And then when attacking, they basically become a 6k. Mr. 2 is far better into big leaders. Mr. 1, it's a 1k. It's objectively worse than Mr. 2, I would say, in most situations. But it is a 1k, so it's nice to keep in hand. If you've got the choice on which to play out, I'd always play this out. And into big leaders, it's especially important. Something like an ace, for example. The nice thing about these guys, though, right, is when your opponent attacks into them to clear them, you get to then play a prisoner. So you do keep up board tempo. And in that way, they're kind of incentivized to not clear them. But if they don't clear them, then you get to start getting extra value out of them with cards like this Crocodile, which picks up a 2 or more. And then plays an Impel Down type 2 or more. And he's a 4/6 blocker. So you can pick up Mr. 2, for example, play out Mr. 2, and then activate your leader effect to play out a prisoner. And in that way, you get to replay this and draw one more card. You get a 6k blocker, and you get a 6k dude. What's not to love? And you also get to restand this. So if you swung with this already, and then you Crocodile, then you can just play it back out. So then your opponent can't clear it, even if they really wanted to. So that's nice. You can also pick these dudes back up with Jozu, and Jozu's really good into a couple of decks. Into Rosie, it's nice to be able to just bounce their stuff back and slow them down, whilst developing your own stuff. I will say the Rosie matchup's a bit weird if they get first. I've found if they get first, you don't have great timings for your removal, because you constantly need a Don on your leader. And that's one of the most awkward things about this deck, is all the Dons you need to give. Mr. 1 needs a Don, Mr. 2 needs a Don if they want to swing, and your leader needs a Don if you want to proc this effect. So for example, if your opponent plays a Rosie Law on 5, you can Jozu on 6, but you won't get to summon a prisoner, so you don't get the full value of this deck. And as a result, I would 100% be taking first into it, if you can, but you know that. The other new SRs in the deck, we've got Buggy, he's a 5/6, 1k, on play, draw 1, then you play a prisoner from your hand. It's good, it develops 2 bodies without needing any kind of crazy leader effect Don interactions. So on turns where you cannot put a Don on your leader, so for example on your 5 Don turn, this can still be really nice to just get you to establish 2 bodies whilst drawing 1, and then he has an on-board effect where when your opponent attacks, you can make one of your prisoners into a blocker. That's cool, and don't forget that when you block and sack, you can then use leader effect to summon another prisoner. So you can effectively get out of any size swing for just 1 2k whilst keeping up board tempo, which is pretty cool. Your backup 5 Don is Miss Olive. She is fine. She's broadly just worse than these two, in my opinion, but she's certainly a playable character if you haven't drawn your Buggy or your Croc. It's a 5/6 blocker, pick up a 2 or more, and then draw 2 trash 1. So you ideally want to pick up like a Mr. 1, and then summon a prisoner with your leader effect, and you get a draw 2 trash 1, which can help filter out some of the bricks. We don't play a lot of bricks in this deck. There are 12, if you don't count these counter events. But sometimes if you just draw all of them, it can get a little dicey towards the end of the game. So Miss Olive's filtering can be nice. We also have Mr. 3. He can stun a 9, draw you 2 cards, and then play out a prisoner. I don't find myself leaving this on the board very much, but in matchups where you can also swing 5 with him first, which is pretty cool. This just refilling your hand whilst actually still establishing a dude and stunning something is so huge. It gives you so much value out of this card, even more than Luffy gets. And this card's insane, Luffy. This is just a really, really good card. Oh, I'm playing 2 of this Don Luffy. I don't actually know if this one's worth it. I'm not convinced that this is worth it, but it's nice to have something to do on 2 so that you can then start picking things up, well, 2 or 3, so that you can then start picking things up with things like Croc, things like your Jozu. So I think getting some kind of 2 cost is important in your opening hand. And as a result, I'm playing 2. 2 Prisoners of Rioting. It's a 4K counter for your leader, which is fine. We don't want to play out on 2Ks. So having a couple of big counter events is nice. And also on main, you can get a lot of value out of this. If you have 2 prisoners on the board, you're already getting 1 Don's worth of value. If you have 3, you're getting 2 extra Don's worth of value when you go for lethal. So that's it can come up. It can absolutely come up the main effect of this. And finally, I'm playing 2 Newgate and 2 Raging Tiger. Newgate I'm very mixed on. And I also want to try Buggy. This Buggy. Because I think having some kind of boss monster is nice for the deck. And Newgate synergizes well. It gives you cycle to get rid of one of those bricks. It's a huge blocker. You know how powerful the card is. But importantly, it puts Don on your leader to activate that in a defensive way. When your opponent takes out one of your dudes, you can still play a prisoner. And he can just potentially draw you into more prisoners. See, he makes sense. But I think the high roll of Buggy, if your opponent does just decide, I'm going to ignore board, and you just end up with like a bunch of Buggies, Jozus, and prisoners, this card's high roll is insane, right? Getting to play a 10-12 and bot deck their 10 cost is great. The only downside being you then won't have a Don or leader. So it is what it is. This is definitely something I want to try. Raging Tiger's insane when it is good. There's a lot of times when it's not good, and this might not be worth it, but it's nice for Rosie. This can be good into Blackbeard, although do note you can't get rid of Shiryu. But you can get rid of things like Borsalinos and little 1-drops that might otherwise be annoying. But there's other options that you could play in this slot as well, and I'll talk about some more of them at the end. Overall, I think this deck can be a little weak to getting just run down sometimes. So again, I'd maybe be interested in playing more counter events, or just reducing the counter list cards by 1 or 2. But I think this deck is definitely better than some people giving it credit for. I don't think it's top tier in any way. And it's a really good meme deck if you just want to play something funny for your locals. But I would not be surprised to see people at least doing well with this deck. I feel like he will top at least 1 regional, but we'll see. Either way, thank you for listening to me talk about the deck. Here's a few games with Buggy. Going into Blackbeard, he's taken 2nd. I like the Luffy. I actually do like the Luffy. Because we can then Crocodile on 4. I'd prefer to see an actual 2-drop, like a Mr. 1 or a Mr. 2. But Raging Tiger is bad in this matchup. I'd kind of like to see a good 2-drop. Yeah, okay, I like the Mr. 1. We don't now have anything else to play, but I do really like the Mr. 1. We can always just play a second Mr. 1, worst case. I don't know if he'd be playing Wiper, and not many people are playing at the minute. There's a 4-cost burger. Sure. Let's swing for 6. And then we'll play out the Mr. 1. And we'll see what we can get next turn. He's got some kind of trigger. I don't think there's anything that's too crazy this turn. Yeah, it just draws one with Doc Q. We'll draw one with this. Luffy's not bad, actually. Luffy's not bad. We could go with both Luffy and Mr. 1 next turn. I'm going to take that. No trigger. Because we could have got something better there. Either the Croc or Buggy would have probably been better. Although there's question marks on Buggy. Fasco shot. There's the burger. Oh, there's the Croc. Okay, so if I put a Don on this, we get to just draw another card and develop this and develop a prisoner. That seems worth to me. That seems worth to me. Yep. We don't get to swing with this, but we just... Yeah, we get the cycle, we develop 2 more dudes, and we get another draw. It seems fine. Go 6 leader. I'd prefer if he doesn't get a crazy trigger here, but... I mean, that's pretty annoying. Because now I don't get to resummon this. Nah, we have... Yeah, that's pretty annoying, actually. That's pretty annoying. We don't get to... if we pick up the prisoner, we don't get to play the prisoner again. Could play Luffy and Mr. One. Just develop 2 dudes and then go with like a Croc next turn. Could even Jozu next turn. Having the Luffy on board for that might be reasonable. Stinks. I think I will go with this route instead now. That trigger's pretty annoying, but at least it's a card out of his hand, right? At least it's a card out of his hand. We end up with, what, 1 less 6k on the board? Not the worst thing ever. I think I'll counter 1. And then we'll take this burger swing. We've got enough prisoners that I'm happy to give up 1 of them. We might want to use the Jozu this turn. Is my thinking. Can this give anywhere? This can give anywhere. Okay. Might just recycle the prisoner in that case. There's a Burgess. Yeah, I'll absolutely take that. Ooh, Buggy's decent too, though. Borsalino, sure. And Vasco Shot can rest a 6. Okay. Raging Tide would actually be pretty hot here. Getting rid of both of these would kind of go crazy. I think I like just developing 2 more dudes instead of the prisoner. Do we want to use the crocodile instead? Crocodile might be better. If he wants to redirect, he can redirect into Vasco Shot and rest on Mr. One, so I'm just going to swing 6. Because it's like 1 card regardless, right? Yeah, redirect into that. I'll presume he'll rest the Mr. One here. Indeed. Now, how do I want to approach this? If we go with Jozu, we get rid of the burger, which is really good. We get to pick up this, and then we get to play a prisoner. If I go with Crocodile, we get to pick this up, play it back down, and then also play a prisoner. But we don't remove the burger. Removing the burger feels pretty good, because there's not another turn for him to get this down. This turn's going to be 8 cost, and then he's going to 10 cost. After he 8 costs, we probably play Buggy. So I actually think Jozu here is probably better. So let's put a Don here. And go Jozu. Bounce this. Get rid of that. Play out the prisoner. Luffy effect. Then we'll swing 7 and hope for, I don't know, no crazy trigger. But there's always a trigger with Blackbeard. I don't think even the 8-cost Blackbeard is that bad for us right now, though. Because he can only blow up this Luffy. And blowing this up for 1 card out of hand feels pretty bad. Sure, Sandman Wolf, I don't care about that. It's nice to get that trigger out of the way, though. That is nice. 5 lead. We'll go 1k. Don't want to get too crazy. Borsalino in the trash. Grabs 8-Beard, plays 8-Beard. Seems reasonable to me. Now, I have no idea what he's going to put here. We're going to swing with Jozu first. And I'm also going to put a Don on my leader immediately. In case there's some trigger that I can't think of that KOs one of these prisoners. Putting this here to just KO the Luffy would be weird. But this plays around Vasco Shot trigger, for example. Katarina Devon is probably one of the better things he can put there. Baby 5 is also good. This guy has a lot of cards in hand. We're going to need to pressure quite hard here. So if we have... I think we want to swing 7s as much as possible. So let's swing 7 with the prisoner. We really want to get him down to 1 here if we can before the 10 beards start coming out. Gonna block and 2k that one. Okay. Don't want to get rid of this at all. Maybe. Maybe. We're not actually going to get the Don usage out of this guy. Unless we go with a different play than the buggy. What if we go with the croc? If we go with the croc, we can pick it up and put it back down again, but... If we go with the croc, we could pick up the Luffy and play out a prisoner. Then we get this back in hand. But we can also just draw a card with this. I don't know. Let's go 7 again. It's going to redirect. Seems sensible to me. Is it croc or is it buggy? Either way, 7 here is fine. If we get 2 cards, that'd be awesome. But a life also works. 2 cards, that is good to me. I think I'm going with the buggy. You're a little Luffy. And then pass. Now, if he 10 beards, he can KO one of these. It's fine, because he can negate leader effect, of course. We can't stop that. He can clear 1 dude. But clearing 1 is not that bad. It's not that bad. Full lead grabs this. This is assuming he has 10 beard. He does, of course. As he should. Negates this, negates this. Good choices all round. 5, I'll 2k this. And then the 10 can clear 1 dude or deal 1 damage. We could save that. But I don't think it's worth it. Goes there. Well, I'm definitely saving that. Raging Tiger is rubbish. We're definitely going with Crocodile this turn. That's 4 Don. We have a lot more Don. We can swing all 7s. That just seems good. I should have put it on my leader immediately. He can obviously redirect to get out of 1, but there's still going to be 2 more swings that he's going to have to take or counter. Shiryu trigger's pretty good. I don't think that was the one he put there. I think the baby 5 was the one he put there. That was just there from the start. We can actually do 7, 7 and still leave 1 Don open, or do 7, 8. No, we're doing 7 regardless, so let's do 7. Redirects. I'll probably do 8. I don't think I need this 1 Don. If he splits 4 ways, we might actually. We actually might. So let's just do 7 again. And then we'll play this and just summon the prisoner. Takes to 0. You'd love to see it. Now we have 1 blocker for sure. We can potentially have 2 blockers. We have the prisoners are rioting. Zihaha. Zihaha indeed. Doesn't have 10 beard though. Only 8 beard. That's really good for us. That life is trash though. That life is straight trash. What are we threatening? We're not threatening lethal. I think we just take this one. It's threatening 7, 8, 12, but like we have 2 blockers. So I don't think there's ever a reason to not take that one. Vasco shot. And then just pass. 10. Okay. Well, he wins next turn, so we have to win this turn. Vasco shot's pretty good. We're always going with the prisoner. We could go with Raging Tiger. Raging Tiger, get rid of Vasco shot and Borsalino. Removes one blocker and a rest. After that, what would we have? We'd have 6, 6, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7. He can block one, negate one, take one. So that's the 6, 7, 7. So you have to be able to counter 5, 6, 6. It's possible that doesn't... If we don't do that, right? If we don't do that, if we go with the Prisoner's Rioting, our swings are a lot bigger, but he gets out of 1 block, 2 block, 3 with the negate, 4 with the take, 5 with the Vasco shot. So he needs to counter 1 swing. I think Raging Tiger is our best option here. So we'll get rid of those. And then, yeah, I think we want to go 6s all round. Should swing with one of these first. Yeah, I think we want to swing with as many 6s as possible to just demand 2Ks, because this deck does not play a lot of 2Ks. It's usually on between 8 and 10. He's shown us maybe 5, so it's at least 9. I can't check how many are in trash, because he's in his leader effect. I'm an AI. It didn't matter, but we can still use this, right? Yeah, we can still use this. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Because this buffs all 3 of those to 7k. That's my fault. Yeah. We'll go 6 again. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered because he could block that one for free anyway. But... yeah, that was a really silly play. I kind of forgot we can do that as well. This just costs 1 done, man. It's kind of crazy. I'm still getting used to these new cards, man. You have to excuse me. I'll make a couple mistakes here and there. He doesn't have a 2k. That's incredible for us. That is incredible for us. Swing 6 with the croc. So we lose on the clapback anyway, so I'm not afraid of attacking my blockers. What? Huh? Bro just threw away 1k for free. I mean, if he still had 1k in hand, we have 3 swings. He can take this. He cannot use the trigger because he needs the trigger for a negate. He can negate the second swing and we win anyway. So trashing the 1k there was really stupid, but didn't ultimately matter. No. Yeah, and the event wouldn't have mattered either, because we just win with 666s here, with him having that 1k Jesus Burgess back in hand. Nice. We got to aggro him down pretty aggressively. The Raging Tiger at the end was actually really clutch. Getting rid of both the Vasco shot and the Borsalino worked out pretty well. And bouncing that burger back to hand as well with the Jozu just took out his aggression, which was also good. I definitely missed a couple tricks there. Primarily right at the end. That was a mistake. He got a nasty trigger early on. This Akos Blackbeard trigger as well, which was pretty good. If I'd had the Don on my lead... yeah, I had the Don on my leader, so we got to summon a dude. But it made our Croc worse, and we never actually ended up... no, we did end up playing a Croc. Either way, well played to our opponent. Got to go into my goat, Shanks. I feel like we want to take second away from him. Now, I like the Mr. 1. I don't mind the Miss Olive. With 1 prisoner. I think this is playable. Jozu's actually okay into Shanks. It's not amazing, but it's okay. I'd love to see Buggy, but we don't have him. However, let's keep. Let's keep. I don't know. I'm unsure. Uta. Beckman. Gonna be good for later. We'll go with this. Draw a prisoner. Can never have too many prisoners. Next turn, we can like split with our Mr. 1. And then if he takes it out, we just get to play a prisoner. So it's fine. You know? 3 Don here. Not a lot doing for Shanks. Could be a 5-5. Could play out Hongo. I think 5-5 is always better than 8. But we're going to take the 8 anyway. Nugate's actually reasonable on 10. Although it is a little vulnerable to getting bonked. I'm going to play this. Because this is actually fairly hard for him to clear. But what are we going to do first? We're going to swing 6 with Mr. 1 first. And then we'll play out the Luffy, and then we'll swing 7 with the leader. Having this Don guy here is actually pretty nice, you know. It's actually pretty nice. And if he attacks my Mr. 1, we just get to play a prisoner. Right, so there is no need to defend this. It's actually good for us if he takes this off the board. Yeah, I'll take again. The most you're doing here is 6, and you're probably just playing a 4-drop. Yeah, this Shanks is very reasonable. I think Crocodile here is the play. Let's swing 6 with this. The fact this is not a lucky room makes it a lot easier for me to sort of play around his board this turn. You can leader effect and block, that's fine. Could have maybe swung 7 there, but I think we're swinging a 6 regardless, so it doesn't really matter. We'll go Crocodile, pick up this, play this back. I didn't put the Don on my leader. Fuck. So we're 1 guy down. Ah well. Ah well. What a fool. How embarrassing. We should have an extra 6k already. That's crazy. Ah well. 7 Don, he can play a Beckman. We'll summon a prisoner if he does. That's all there is to it. If he swings 5, I'll block with Croc. You can obviously just pop the Croc first, but yeah. 6. Go... I mean, I'll probably go... Is he going to pop this? What else could... This could be Zoro. This could be Zoro. I think we'll block 1k here. We'll give up 1 of the Josus. I don't think we need both. Okay, so it's not Zoro. It's probably Beckman then. Do I want any of the Josus? Do I want the Miss Olive? I think I want the Miss Olive this turn. I think I'll again give up the Josu. And then if he Beckman's... It's not a Beckman. Okay, was it the Law? Is it a Law? Lucky Roo? It's presumably not that. It is the Law. Okay. And that would have actually been a... No, that's a pretty bad Josu target, actually. I lied. Because it just has the once per turn. Ignore me completely. Mr. 3 is pretty cute here. But I think I actually like the Miss Olive to just reset this Mr. 1. And also play out a prisoner. And I'm going to remember to put the Don on my leader this time. Because I'm not an idiot. Well, I am an idiot, but... You know what I mean? At least 1 needs to go here. So we're going to have 5 for Miss Olive with 1 more Don. At least something's got to swing for 6. So let's just start with that. Go 6 to 5. He already uses his leader effect. That's great. It shows us he doesn't have any 2Ks as well. Which is a little concerning. He actually has this. So yeah, I feel like you should just use this first. This effect, right? Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. I think this Mr. 3 is going to be potentially good next turn. Although we also can do Newgate. We have the choice. Let's go... It's going to be 7-7 here, right? Yeah, 7-7. Because we have the extra Don from this. So I'll go 7 with Crocodile. This will probably get 2 lives, or at least 1 life, 2 cards, which is really nice for us. And then we go Miss Olive, pick this up, draw 2 trash 1. I don't think we need... This could be okay next turn. This could be okay next turn. Remove this, reduce the power of this. What's he likely to play? He's likely to play like 9 Shanks. Something like that. I don't mind keeping like one break. We'll toss this Luffy and play this. Then go 7 lead again. And he gives us 2 cards. Cool. We'll take it. And then pass. So many cards in hand still. The fact that all these just draw is lovely, man. So, so good. 7 to 5. I'll take. Don here. Beckman on that. Yeah, I'll play out the prisoner. He's going to get to remove our crocodile as well. Unless we give up way too much. So we'll have to let it go. And this probably doesn't swing. I feel like this probably doesn't. Yeah, I thought so. Now, do we want to go Newgate? Or do we want to go... We could go Raging Tiger. It removes the Shanks and reduces this to 5. And then we can start attacking into it. Or we can just try and push lethal and maybe go with a Mr. 3 and a buggy. That seems like the move, I think. Yeah, I think that's the move. We go Mr. 3 plus buggy because we get to swing 6, 6, 7. Do we need to play all of them, though? We could just play the Mr. 3. It turns into a prisoner. And draws us 2 cards. We could even play out like Mr. 1 alongside that. That could be okay. That would be 6. And then we'd have more Don to swing at least 7 with all of these units. I think I like that. Put a Don here. Yeah, I think I like that. Then we'll go 7 with the... and I'm actually going to play out Mr. 2 instead of Mr. 1 because it's a break. But you know what I mean. We'll start with a 7. See how he responds to this one. Because we do still have the option of the Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. He uses the Shanks effect and then blocks. Okay. Seems reasonable. Didn't have 2Ks last turn. But he could do now. He could do now. I think I'm going to continue with my... I would kind of like to get rid of this. Not going to lie. But we can Raging Tiger it next turn. We can Raging Tiger this and the 5-cost Beckman. It's inevitably going to come out. Yeah. Play this, draw 1. Give 1 rested here. What do I need? I need 4 for this. So we can swing 8 here. Get him to 0. And we'll play out a prisoner, stun this so this can't reduce anything. That feels pretty reasonable. I played the wrong fucking Mister. I meant to play the Mr. 2. I'm an idiot. Whatever. I meant to play the... I even told you I was going to play the other one. So stupid. Leader? I mean, we have enough counter to counter... What was this, like 7, 8, right? 2k, 1k counters the 7 from R Shanks. I actually don't. If this is a brick. I'm willing to chance it though. Ooh. If he goes for it, he might get us here. Well, he could have won, but it's only because of my playing the wrong fucking Mister. That was a foolish maneuver. We'll Raging Tiger these. Play this for 1. And then we'll go 6. He uses his leader effect. That is not a good sign for you, sir. 6. He had a 2k. Interesting. 6. GG's. Comedy of errors from my part. We would have been in 0 danger if I just played the right Mr. 1 there. Or played the Mr. 2 instead of the Mr. 1. It's also just strictly better on the board, because if he'd played a NikoStrike instead, this just becomes bigger. I just, you know, it is what it is. Shit happens. Also, at the start, I forgot to put Don on my leader. So we were massively behind. I was just one dude behind. And we still managed to beat the Shanks. If you can win playing like a clown, maybe you're a true buggy mate. We're going to Luffy. I'm going to take first. They love first. That hand is awful. This hand is better. I like the buggy. I like the Mr. 1. I like the croc. Got a lot of good choices here. The Josu's reasonable as well. We don't have any prisoners. Is like the only slightly scary thing, but it is what it is. Surprised people are still playing this deck. This deck's Blackbeard matchup is just god-awful. Like, it's not completely unwinnable, but it's really bad. Swing for 6, get a life. Then we'll play our little fella. And then pass. Mr. Juan. Drew a prisoner, which is good. See how many dons he leaves open? 7, yep. We'll take that one. Leaves 2 up. Okay, Whitebeard could be okay, this matchup. Raging Tiger will be really good, and Josu will also be really good. I don't think we're really in danger of... It's possible he could go for the... We could just croc instead of buggying this turn. I think crocking is fine. I'm not going to waste his time, though. Not going to waste his time by swinging. More respect for my mans than that. Next turn's maybe a buggy, it's maybe a Josu. We'll see how we feel. Sanji. Josuing this feels... It's got to be good, right? 6. Don't hate block 1K'ing this. Don't hate block 1K'ing this. If we Josu, we don't actually get to deal any damage. We do get to clear the Sanji and develop 2 more meaningful bodies. I don't think we're in any danger. Josu's pretty cool. Raging Tiger maybe next turn. Maybe next turn. We'll swing a 6. Just check that he's not an idiot. Yeah. Then yeah, we'll go deploy, bounce this, get rid of that, play out a prisoner, and then just pass. No point swinging with these. At 8 Don, he's got to develop some dudes. We've got Raging Tiger for the next turn, but he's been very defensive up to this point, which is good for him. And it's been good for him. We need to watch our life count now. Now we're at 3. Raging Tiger next turn is a very reasonable option, because none of these guys need Dons, right? Like, they appreciate Dons because it pushes them to 7k, and 7 into Luffy is a very good number. But the fact that we're able to just remove, like, being blue, pretty good. And if he had Laboon, different story, but, you know, you can only play around what they play in each game. If he'd played the Boom, we'd have probably taken a different route. Maybe I'd have gone buggy into prisoner. Just developed 2 dudes, and we would have swung a bit more, right? Because I would have had an extra Don. So we would have swung out and gotten at least a card out of his hand. But removing the Sanji is just so good. The Sanji comes back. Is there another Sanji? Play another Sanji. Please play another Sanji. Oh, I didn't play another Sanji. What do we have for 4? Just some Dons. I mean, if it's just leave 4 open, then Josu is just incredible again. This card's the GOAT. Doesn't really do anything. 6. I'll block 1k. Luna is not a play. Just a freeze 1 croc. Yeah, and does just pass. Okay, it's just a Josu play again then. We can just pick up a prisoner and then play it back out again. Don on leader. Swing 7. Swing 7. Takes that one. Okay, do we need to swing any more then? We'll swing with lead. May as well swing with lead. Gonna give us a 1k, sure. Well, we don't swing with these then. Absolutely not. So we just go Jozu. Pick up this, get rid of that, play it back out again. And then pass. We only have one thing tapped, so even if he Nami Lunas, then we'll still have 2 active bodies, which is good. Now, we still have the Raging Tiger. If he plays some characters, plays more than one this turn. But, I mean, Jozu's so incredible, man. Jozu's so incredible. We also have the option of Nugate next turn, which is also not bad. It's also not bad. We'll be playing over a prisoner, most likely, if we do that. I think it's just going to be Raging Tiger if he goes with some characters, and if he doesn't, then it will be Nugate. There's the Sanji. Has he got one more? He's got the Luffy, okay? It's Raging Tiger then, unless he has Laboon. If he has Laboon, it's different. Yeah, we'll block 1k again. If you want to stun these, you can. Yep. I'm afraid, my friend, goodbye. This has got to go here. Let's go 7. I should have swung these numbers first, technically, but it is what it is. It gives him slightly more knowledge. 7. Charleston. There's the Charleston. How many dons he end up with here? He ends up with 4, right? 7. If we swing all of these, we get 2 cards. But we are very weak to Luna. Very weak to Luna. We're pretty weak to Nami Luna anyway, to be fair. I'll swing this 7, see what he does with this 7. It's 2k. Doesn't have any 1ks. It's interesting. All the 1ks are important. I think we're okay to swing out. So we can Nugate next turn. We get 2 2ks out of him there. And a Charleston. We go to 4 cards and cleared his board. Feels pretty good, man. He, like, needs Luna now. He absolutely needs Luna. But he also needs a character. He kind of needs, like, 6-cost Luffy, 4-cost Nami, and Luna. We know he has... We don't know anything, actually. What was the card he took right at the start of this? Off the Nami. It was the secret Luffy that we just got rid of. Zoro, sure. That doesn't gain character rush. Luna. Seems good. I'll... counter this one, I think. Yeah, and then we'll just go with the 10-cost Nugate. Over the top of a prisoner. Trashing you. Don. Get 1k. Or 1 life. Get a life. Cool. Seems reasonable. He needs to chain these Lunas as well. Should have probably let that go, actually. And just played a prisoner. You're playing this? Holy Batman. I did not expect that one at all. I mean, fair. Yeah, I didn't expect that. But surely you just die now. Surely you just die now. Because you have no Don open. What is that doing in here? That's mental. Like, the game's over. But that Shanks is a crazy tech. Did he put the wrong one in? No, he got the other one as well. That was a conscious decision. I mean, he just conceded the game there. It was a bit weird. Could have at least tried to play out the Luffy, stun a couple guys. I don't know. The removal felt pretty fucking insane, though. Okay, gotta give him to Lucy. I've got no idea what's going to be better into this deck. First is probably reasonable. Yeah, unsure. Unsure. I don't know. Let's just pick one. We've got a Mr. 2. We don't have a lot else. A couple of prisoners is nice. Raging Tiger's not the best into this deck. Yeah. We can go Mr. 2 into Mr. 3 or something. It's... Really would like to see my 5-cost buggy, though. I don't know. I simply don't know whether this is good enough. I like the 2 prisoners, right? I do like the 2 prisoners. Hopefully the Mr. 2 draws us something good. Should do. We get a few draws here before our 5-Don turn regardless, so we'll see. Now we draw another prisoner. What a surprise. Let's go 6 lead and then play out a Mr. 2. Another prisoner. Okay, not quite what I was looking for, but that's okay. I'll take another prisoner. 4-Don for this. What's he going to play out? Is it Cavendish? It's Barto. Sure, the other one. Indeed. This is only on KO. That's actually a nice find there. I like that find. It enables us to swing with both, right? Yeah, so let's go 6, 7, and then play out that. Is there ever a world where... if this draws us into exactly Monkey D. Luffy, the little 2-cost guy, then we might want to play that out in addition. But I guess I should have put a Don here because of thing. Barry pistol trigger. No, we didn't draw Monkey D. Luffy, so I guess, yeah. I should have probably just played this first or something. Then we'll pass. If he attacks this, we get to play a prisoner. Cool. Why not? Not Barry, just going to play out another dude. He's down to 1 life already, which is kind of crazy. There's the Barto. Raging Tiger actually not that bad this turn. Sure. I'll just play a prisoner. That works brilliantly for me. I'll take again. Okay. We kind of don't have anything to do here. We kind of don't have anything to do. Yeah, that's too many prisoners, man. We've already drawn 7 of them. Holy shit, Batman. Holy shit. Okay. If a Raging Tiger, we don't get to put a Don on our leader, which is pretty devastating, but it does take away his entire board. Leaves us somewhat weak to Barry, and his leader being at 6 means our leader wouldn't get to attack. But I think getting rid of the board and stalling for a bit is kind of fine. Do I even want to open this up? He's going to have Barry anyway. I think it's fine to open this up. Get the 1 card. Yeah. And we'll just get rid of these. But we really need to draw something. I'll counter this swing, I think. And this is going to be Sabo into Barry. Yeah. And then Don Becky. Don Becky, indeed. Too many prisoners, man. Way too many prisoners. Okay, we get some buggies. We can start playing those next turn. Can't play one this turn. Is what it is. This goes to 6. So we can go 6. We might as well just swing once, right? Just swing all in with leader. Just swing 10. He can block 2k or block. There's no point swinging with this. It just opens it up to an attack. I guess I could have maybe swung 9. And then if he blocks... Yeah, I should have probably swung 9. But it is what it is. Because then if he blocked 1Ks, then the Mr. 1 comes in. Another Sabo. Another Barry. I'll play another one. What are we doing next time? We're not playing 2 buggies. We could play buggy plus Mr. 3, but I think just playing 1 buggy and then swinging a little bigger might be good. It's going to be awkward as long as these blockers keep coming out, though. I think I'll toss a buggy. There's a Becky. Yeah, these blockers are going to be really bad. Really annoying for us. Brilliant draw Leo. Indeed. It's a lot of... Josu's useless. We can only ever force 1 card here regardless. If I swing 7, he will always block. If I swing 6, he might not block. And then we could play Mr. 3 as well. Or we can swing 10. I think I'll swing 6. He should always block this, but he might not. Yeah, he does. We can force multiple cards here, though, now. If we swing 7 plus 8, we can force at least one of the Rebeccas off the board. It's not that good, though, is it? We're better off just swinging 10. Yeah, we're better off just swinging 10. It probably just forces a Rebecca anyway. But if I'd split there, we just open the Mr. 1 up, and it still just forces Rebecca. 3rd Sabo. Love it. 3rd Barry as well. Crazy. Take that one. Oh, does this do anything? I think this getting rid of Rebecca is relevant. There's another Rebecca. Probably. Probably another Rebecca. Could be 2 Don for events though. This is one deck where the Doflamingo that snipes 2 cards would actually be pretty good. Because this guy just sits at 1,000,000 cards in hand. You know? So, that would actually be not too bad in this matchup, exactly. But I don't think it's very good in any other matchup, so... I don't know how relevant Lucy's going to be. It's hard to say. Yeah, another Rebecca. I love it, man. I didn't put the dot on Rebecca, though. Interesting. Well, we're going to need to play Mr. 3 because we cannot win this turn. There is no way we win this turn. 7 is a bad number. 6 is also a bad number. We can go 8, 8. 4 for Mr. 3. 1 Don's got to go on lead. We're going to have to do some 6s. We can't... Can we make them all 7s? 7, 7, 7. 4 for Mr. 3. I can make all of them except 1 a 7. No, we have to do 2 6s because I need to hold 1 for the Prisoners of Rioting as well, I think. And I should probably play this before my final swing so I know if we're going to draw another Prisoners of Rioting. Okay, let's put a Don lead in case he gets Barry trigger. We'll go 6 lead. I don't want to get value out of this, or as little value as possible out of this Sabo as well, obviously. Takes that one. Barry trigger. Do we play one? I think we have to. I think we have to. We were going to play one anyway off of this effect. So that is a good trigger, but it is also a 1k out of hand now. But it takes away a swing as well, so... Yeah, not a bad trigger at all. Not a bad trigger. This is Watch Me Ace, I assume. Fobond here. He skipped the blocker step. No, 2k, 1k. Does he not have Watch Me Ace? Was he gambling on it coming out of life, maybe? It's still possible to win on a split. It's unlikely. What would it be, theoretically? 5, 8, 9... 9, 10? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Do we want to play this to draw 1? Maybe. Maybe. Go 7 because if he blocks, we are threatening. What's this? 9, 10, and 12? It does. Oh, do we go for it? It's risky to go for. What would he need? He'd need Watch Me Ace, reduces to 9. 2k, 2k, 1k. That's fairly likely, right? It is fairly likely. If we stun one of these, say this draws us 2 2ks. Best case scenario. We have 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11k counter. He'd have 3 swings. His split up base, without considering leader effect, is 9, 10, 10. Which... this plus a 1k gets us out of the 9. It would be very much up to what this and the life are. And then you've got to factor in the leader effect as well. The thing is, though, he would not block that if he could counter this, right? There's just no world in which that would be the case. So we can't go for it. So I'll play this. Stun this. We draw not great card. Don't want to play this. I think I don't play this. No, but we're just dead if he goes for lethal. Yeah, we are dead if he goes for lethal. Now, because of that. Drawing is kind of bad. I think we're just dead regardless. Let's just swing a 6, I guess. Yeah. And then pass. You never know, this could be a counter run as well. He might think twice, you know? Well, we can't counter that, so we die. To 15, or bigger than 15, in fact. You're not going for it. Nope, we actually just die to that anyway. GG's. Yeah, that was rough. He had the Rogers swing as well. Never mind. Yeah, too much counter. He had 1, 2, 3, 4. How much counter did he have? 2, 3, 4, 5. Nah, he did have the 3k as well, so we wouldn't have killed him. We wouldn't have killed him. Maybe the Raging Tiger I took too long. But getting the 2 Bartos felt good. But it did open us up to getting buried and not being able to summon a guy. We didn't draw anything great early, though. Just kind of drew a bunch of prisoners. Maybe this matchup's just tough, though. These blockers are a bit of a menace. 3-kill Sandy could be something to try. In terms of other cards you could play, other than messing around with some of the counts, maybe increasing like the prisoner or some of the counter events, this Ivankov blocker is another 2 cost you can play. I can see how this could potentially be better than the Luffy. Just having a chump blocker can be nice in certain scenarios. Sanji for unblockable is always an option in blue decks. Doesn't work into Teach because of the redirect effect, of course. But into other decks, this is a really reasonable card. It just gives unblockable, and it's a blocker, so you potentially don't lose, even if you go for lethal and fail. I've seen people trying this. I think it's shit. You're just gambling. If you hit a 2-cost, sure, you've got some pretty crazy value. But if you don't hit a 2-cost, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. Marco could be a very reasonable blocker, and this is actually one I'd quite like to try soon. Maybe over, like, I don't know if I'd say over the Croc. Because the Croc gives you immediate value. Whereas this gives you value and then turns into a prisoner. When you block with him, it's kind of an alternate to the Mr. 3. And in some ways, it's just worse than the Mr. 3. Because it blocks instead of stunning, and then they can interact with it before it gets a chance to block. So this might actually just be worse than Mr. 3 in certain scenarios. But it's not a bad card at all. Gum Gum Rain can help with the bricking. My list was only playing 12 bricks, but there were 1 or 2 games where I had a deceptive amount of bricks towards the end. And because you're playing out your 2Ks, you do sometimes just run out of 2Ks. This is just natural, right? So I think there is definitely room to try maybe 1 or 2 copies of this. Champion Rifle is another counter event. Most people think this is bait, and I tend to agree because a lot of decks just play searchers at the minute, and you're just giving your opponent a searcher back. But when this card's good, it just wins you the game. So you could try it out, but you've got to respect it. If your opponent doesn't respect it, you will trounce them with it. But if your opponent does respect it, it's a pretty poor card. Slave Arrow is an option that you can play over the Prisoners of Rioting. It has cool interaction with the prisoner because you can pick up the prisoner and then just put it back. The strength of this is that it can defend your board. The strength of Prisoners of Rioting is it can help you go for lethal. And I have won games off the extra power from Prisoners of Rioting. So I'm on that one at the minute, but Slave Arrow is definitely a choice as well. And finally, Hound Blaze. I saw some in the buggy mirror that I played. I only played 1 buggy mirror. But he was playing Hound Blaze. It was kind of fire. I don't know how good it actually is, but like into Blackbeard, this could be... Get rid of one of their little 1-drops and get a 3k buff. That's some insane value. They need those 1-drops to divert into. So I could actually see Hound Blaze being fairly reasonable. You know? We'll see. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the games. If there is any suggestions that you have for the list that I haven't talked about here, do let me know. I think overall this deck is going to struggle a little bit. It's just sometimes really awkward with where you need to put the Dons, because you need a Don in your leader all the time. Sometimes that means you don't get to swing the Mr. 1 and Mr. 2, or it just means you have to play a little awkwardly. So yeah, this deck's just kind of a little awkward all around, but it's good fun, and I think it is better than people are giving it credit for. I'd put this in a similar tier to something like Yamato. It's not going to be tier 1. But I'd probably put it towards the middle to bottom of tier 2. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.